Hi, welcome to the Alyssa Goodman Show. And I have the honor of interviewing people in the wellness space that are absolutely game changers. And I have two women here today that I adore. I've done an event with them. I follow them. I kind of stalk them. I have Heather and Timmi, and they have been in the crystal business. And I know the crystal business is just exploding and has been for a little bit. But these two women are experts in it. So I'm happy to have them here with me today to talk about how long you've been in it. They've been in it a very, very long time. You were saying, Heather, 25 years?
25 years I've been in the crystal world, learning about the minerals and all that kind of fun stuff.
How did that, 25 years ago is a long time. How did that
It is a long time. And just so you know, I stalk you as well.
Yes.
Because you're, the go-to person for everything, nutrition and health. And I think that they definitely go back hand in hand. So
thank you.
Thank you.
They do go hand in hand.
It's nice when it's mutual stalking.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So it was interesting for my journey with crystals is I used to sell high-end real estate in Manhattan Beach, way back when $1 million for a house back then was like a lot of money.
Exactly.
Now it's not so much.
Right.
I mean, it's a lot of money, but it's a little bit different. And one of my clients at the time had come in town. He was a CFO for a Fortune 500 company, and he wanted to buy real estate. And he said, "Look, I want to have something that has good feng shui." And back then, I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I've never even heard of good feng shui.
Right.
I mean, what does that
word
mean?
was okay.
So I went and studied feng shui, and I went into this room, and I was the only woman in this room at the time. I think there might have been one or two, and it was all about mathematical equations. And I'm like, whoa, this is kind of mathematical. So that's what introduced me to the world of energy. And so through studying a whole bunch of different things, I ended up stumbling upon a crystal store one day, or a store that had back then, this is 25 years ago, not like crystal stores or metaphysical stores now.
Right.
But, and I came in and I was in this completely new world. And, Timmi and I both grew up in Manhattan Beach, and it wasn't as if at that time our mom and dads were sitting around the table going, "So let's talk about energy and how are you feeling today?"
Right.
I mean, this was,
way before it's time.
Way. Nobody was having these conversations, at least at our dinner table.
Yeah.
And so when I went into this world, I felt like it was amazing. And I saw all these rocks, and I picked one up and I said, "What is this?" And the woman said, "This is amethyst." And it was so pretty and it was so beautiful, and it had me at sparkle. I'm like, I love this because it just was gorgeous. I mean, right. And from there,
you love the way it looked.
I love the way it looked.
Did you tap into how it made you feel?
I had no idea what that even meant.
Okay.
I mean, for me, I walked into a rock store and I saw something really shiny and pretty, and I'm like, this is my world. And I loved it. And so I ended up looking, because I'm a researcher, I'm a seeker, I'm all about how do you get to A to Z fast? I'm all about getting results. So I ended up calling an author of one of the crystal books out at the time. I went to the Big Island of Hawaii, and that's where my journey with crystals began. And she laid crystal stones all over my body, and that's how I learned about energy. And so I came back from that trip.
Were you having any issues? Like anything going on for yourself? Health, anxiety?
You know what? I thought it was awesome.
Okay.
I'm like, I thought
so everything was good.
Well, everything was good. And I'm like, wow, this is amazing. And
then it got better.
Yeah.
And then I got on the plane and I got home and I was violently ill for a week in bed. So what had happened is it shifted and it put me into this detox. And so it brought up all these things, and then I had to go deeper, do you see? Because then I learned about the emotional world and how all those things we don't really talk about. And then that's when I got into studying other things about nutrition and plant medicine and blah, 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 blah.
Yes.
But there was a lot of different layers, as you know, with what we do. But the thing is that Timmi and I have been besties. We grew up in Manhattan Beach, and we've been knowing we like to say the single digits. Now we're in the double digits.
We won't say how long.
Exactly. And
I'm right there with you, girls.
And Timmy's background's in the garment industry.
Yeah, so my background was totally different. I ended up right out of college in the garment industry, selling all the big box retailers like a Walmart, Sears, JCPenney's.
Yeah.
Traveling up a storm, making tons of money, completely going, what is this? This is tapping me
You
out.
weren't feeling
I wasn't
fulfilled.
it wasn't feeling fulfilled. The money wasn't meaning anything to me anymore. My relationship was compromised, and here comes Heather with making me kind of your guinea pig in many situations. Hey, let me try this on you. How do you feel? What do you think about this? And you came up with the prosperity necklace.
Yeah.
That was the first thing.
The very first necklace was called Prosperity, and it's based on feng shui principles that 3 coins tied with red string brings money. Now, at that time, I was feng shuiing very high profile people,
I was just going to ask about that feng shui. So you did use it.
Oh, yeah. I was doing it. I was, I was selling real estate at the time, and I was called a witch and everything else, because at that point, people are like, she's praying to a couch. I'm sure my mom and dad are like, oh my God, we sent her to college to do this. What's happening? You know what I mean? Where did we go wrong? So anyway.
Were you getting the spirits out of the house and like,
I didn't know about any of that kind of stuff.
Okay.
And I was just it was just I was learning about energy.
And balancing the energy.
And balancing the energy. And what happened was I gave the necklace to 10 people. Some high profile people got it.
Right.
Everyone came back. They said, hey, this works. And what happened was we got invited to all the Hollywood parties. And it was almost like we would be ushered into back rooms and people be like, hey man, do you have like 20 prosperity necklaces? Do you have anything else on you? And we were like dealing.
It was energy deals.
Prosperity.
We were dealing gems, and money was flying out of the sky, and it was like amazing, and our business was amazing, and it started out of the trunks of our cars, and everything was really, really good.
Yeah.
Until 2 years later, when we had to learn how to be in business. And so it's been a really interesting journey, but we got really lucky. I wish I could say, hey, Timmi and I had this master plan, and it was just like amazing. But really, we started our business.
People, you fall into your passion and your purpose, and you really like live it.
Yeah.
And that's what you did.
We got kind of dumb lucky.
Yeah.
And we started out of the trunks of our cars, and now we sell minerals and crystals and jewelry all over the world, and but it's been a good ride.
I am like what I'm so fascinated with, because like I was saying earlier, there are these crystals everywhere, and there's stores popping up everywhere, right?
Great.
And websites to go to, and Etsy, and all these places, right? Or even Amazon. I don't know if they sell crystals on Amazon, but how do you know what is good? How do you know what like people? I think would be so. Like they don't know what to buy, where to buy it from, the trusted sources. I mean, I do. I buy all of mine from you, but how do people know?
It's an interesting thing, because we often get asked, crystals are so trendy. Are you guys so excited that people are talking about it? And what we've been saying is, look, we've had our business 17 years. People have been buying crystals. It's just nobody's been talking about it, because we're very grateful. We've been on LA Business Journal's top women-owned business for 5 years.
Okay.
And so it's been happening, but there definitely are different ways and we can talk about that as well.
We have to go to a commercial break, but when we come back, we're going to talk about how to know which crystals to buy and who the trusted sources are, and maybe some things about some of their special crystals that you love and what they do for you.
Right? Thank you.
Thank you.
Lights, camera, action.
So we're back with Heather and Timmi. I want to say Tammy. That's terrible. I'm sorry. That's together. Her alter ego. But these women are masterful in the crystal business, and and later we'll talk about their book, because this is really exciting. It's coming out very soon. You can pre-order it, actually, by the way, and they'll talk about that. But we were talking about how do you know the trusted sources, and
You know what? I mean, once again, we've been doing this a long time. So we go and buy at the Gem and Mineral Show every single year. And
Is there just one show? Is that the Tucson
There's
one?
two.
Two?
Yeah.
Tucson and Denver.
Okay.
but Tucson's kind of the big one. And so when Timmy and I first would go, we'd go for maybe 3 days, and we're like, we just killed it. And so then the next year we went.
And all those people know you. So
Well,
Now they do.
Now they do. But
Yeah.
now we stay almost 2 weeks because we can't even get through everything. So, but through this time period, we now are able to go directly to the miners or go direct. So we're not,
Oh, wow.
we're not like 10 people down the road. And at the end of the day, things are being sourced differently. And it's just, you know, is it being ripped out of the earth, or are people going in there? And still the mining industry, it's got work. It's just like the food industry. It's just like all these industries as we go deeper and have more consciousness. Right. So what we try to do, or we do on our end, is once we get the minerals in our space, and anyone that comes to Energy Muse, to our environment, they are kind of blown away because we have chanting going on. Yesterday we had a Shaolin monk, a monk from the Shaolin temple. I had him go through and bless our whole space, all of our employees. Everything is on 24 hours. There's lights, there's chanting. We cleanse them
Activation.
Every day?
Every day.
Okay.
every
Yep.
day. So when you get an Energy Muse crystal, you don't have to cleanse it and purify it. We've already done that. And so it might not sound like it's a big difference. It does make a big difference. It's just as if, where's your beef being sourced? You know what I'm saying? So,
Absolutely.
and some people are like, hey, I can handle that on my end, but not everyone knows to handle that on their end.
Exactly.
Which is why we did the book.
And I think
Right.
because we're selling energy, we have to live what we're selling. So
Right.
we have to keep our energy clean where
Right.
our product
And
is.
some days are harder than others. I mean,
Yeah.
some days, you know, we're really smoking it out in our office, you know, with sage and copal.
Yeah, right. And there's a lot of energy that needs to be clear.
Yeah, because such is life,
Yeah.
right? The
Right.
energy right now is pretty dense and heavy, and
This
the
year.
human,
This
this year
year,
is brutal.
yeah.
I cannot wait
For
till
this
this
year to
Me
year.
neither.
be over.
You know what? It's been such an opportunity to grow.
I know.
Hey,
That is such a nice
that's what
way
I'm
to put
saying.
it.
That's
Yes,
my mantra.
it is.
I'm growing again. Another opportunity.
It's
But
forcing us out
it's
there.
forcing
Yes.
us. It's forcing us. A lot of things are coming to the forefront as we, as human beings. It's time for us all to address. And the environment's a whole other issue. But I feel, what is, you know, the energy? Why do people care about crystals right now? Because I think we need to go back to the earth. I feel like we've got to pay attention that, regardless of our politics, regardless of our sexuality, how much money somebody makes, where did you go to college, blah 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 blah.
Race.
Our feet are on the ground. That is our connector. We are connected to our earth, and if we've got to start paying attention. So it's really not a political issue at this point. It's a human issue.
Right.
And I feel that people, if they could start paying attention to the energy of the earth, then maybe whether they're wearing it, whether they have it in their home, whether they're working in it, then they'll be like, you know what, maybe we can make some changes on how we show up and respect our earth. It's just that awareness.
And these crystals help people do that. If they know what they've bought, and they know where it is placed in their home, or where, if they're wearing it, it helps them, right?
It definitely does. I mean, what our whole message is to demystify this kind of like woo, you know, just kind of this bad rap that the energy of the earth has gotten. At the end of the day, it's a tool. It's just like a good green juice. It's like meditating. It's something that you can hold on to that can help you feel grounded. It can help you, remind you of your intention. So the crystal's not going to change your life. So I feel like that's something we got to get out on the streets. It's like, if you think you're going to hold a crystal and it's going to change your life, you're going to be really disappointed because the only person that's going to change your life is you. Yeah. Believe me, if there was a shortcut, we would be here. Well, actually, we wouldn't even be here.
Right. You wouldn't,
because we would be, I don't know where we'd be.
Right.
But there's no shortcuts. Yeah, exactly. We would already be in the Pleiades or whatever, over in Mars on the Mars Rover Project or whoever, you know, we've been that first ride out. But the thing is that at the end of the day, it's a tool to help you work with your intentions, help you to get grounded. And when we're grounded, we make better decisions.
Absolutely.
Or I think people look at Heather and I like the bridge between that woo-woo world and what's now. And crystals are now. But like Heather was saying, we've been doing this for 17 years. So trailblazing when crystals weren't so popular was not so easy either.
How do people know what crystal is right for them, you guys?
You know, at the end of the day, it's about trusting yourself. And on a very simple, common sense level, If you sit alone with yourself for 5 minutes and breathe and you look at a crystal, you'll know which one feels right. You'll know if you're attracted to it because if you think it looks pretty and that makes you happy, you know that if it looks soft and then you want to hold it in your hands.
Yes.
It's really not that complicated. I think the whole thing is that we want to simplify it, and life is a lot easier when we don't complicate things. And so that's maybe what the energy of the earth is trying to share with us right now. Keep it really simple and tap into yourself. You've got the answers.
That's true.
Right. Your intuition, your soul knows what's right for you.
Exactly. And that feels really right energetically right
It
now.
really does.
Wow.
How, people travel with crystals. They, there's certain places in the home they put the crystals. I mean, this is a big question, whatever you feel comfortable answering, but do you have tips? Like, what is the first, if someone is brand new to buying crystals and what to do with them, is there something that you sort of lead them on the course?
Well, I think a lot of people start with the tumbled stone. It's easy. You can stick it in your pocket. You could put it on your bedside. You could put it in your car. There's so many places you could put it, sometimes in your bra.
Right.
So easy.
Why would you put it in your bra?
Well, just so it's on your person, right? So you feel it. Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's resonating with you.
And it's nice if you can just start with one because it's almost, it's like getting to know something.
Right.
Unless you spend time with it, it's like a relationship. Unless you don't spend time with a friend, you don't really have, how do you know what's going on in their life? How do you know what they're feeling? Blah, 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 blah. So if you are new to crystals, just start with one, keep it really simple, maybe give yourself a couple weeks and just, how do you feel with it? How do you feel without it? Do you like to have it next to your bedside? Now, I've been with crystals for 25 years, and sometimes I go to bed with like a huge rock, and my husband's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Oh, nothing. Getting grounded."
That's the best. You did talk at an event, many events about that.
Yeah.
Like put it under your pillow.
Yes.
The quartz sticks, or
I'm a big selenite.
Yeah, the selenite.
Yeah.
Okay, the selenite sticks.
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
Okay.
Yes.
So you say to go to bed with that.
When we were writing the book, there were nights where I was like just a mess, and so I needed to literally put a life-size piece of crystal just to ground me, like, come on, sister, get it back together there.
Right.
Woo! And so my husband would be like, are you serious? This is a little much. And I'm like, is this surprising you? Come on. I mean,
because
yeah, exactly.
Right.
You knew what you're getting into when you
That's
married
true.
me.
Right.
So absolutely, it could be whatever it is for you.
It's interesting because I'm seeing, at hotels and businesses and like so many places are incorporating crystals into their
absolutely
decor.
Yes.
So is there one place in particular that's surprising you, or is it just really that you're like so happy that this is going that direction?
Well, I think mainstream is finding them in all kinds of different stores, which is great for us because everyone has access to them now or is learning about them. So I think wherever they can find them, that's perfect.
Right.
Yeah.
And we, once again, it's all going to be balanced. We don't want to be oversaturating because then there's that too. But the thing that's kind of cool about the crystal world is that what we've just found is hematite that used to be amazingly easy and blue lace agate.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden we're getting cut off. Like not
hard to find.
It's getting hard to find.
Okay.
So now you'll see different minerals come in and out.
Okay.
And so that may be a way of regulation.
Are they overmined? Or
especially with blue lace agate, it's not as rampant around the world.
Okay.
There's only certain places you could find it. So maybe
they're rare things.
Maybe it is getting overmined, or there's just it's not as plentiful. They're not able to tap into the minds that have it. And so it's not as readily available. So then it becomes more expensive.
Right.
And crystals really do go up in value. We found that some of them go up 5 times. So a piece,
it's like a piece of art.
Exactly. You're never going to get that same piece.
I mean, this is a piece of art.
It's
gorgeous. And this is an amethyst. And the thing what we've noticed with the crystals are kind of becoming rock stars. They like all the attention.
Right.
And I've noticed that it's not as fun. It's almost like don't be on screen with a baby or
a dog.
And now a crystal, because they're like, I'm sparkly, I'm pretty, I want to have all the cameras on me.
Really?
Close up. So, I mean, just like, who's going to compete with that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So these are
That's a little tough.
It's a little tough. But, I mean, But that's natural. That's not man-made.
I would not have known that about crystals.
You know what I'm saying? Well, we've been working with them, and then sometimes when we photographing them,
Yes.
sometimes they're dead. They're like, I'm not into it. And
Find
then
another
sometimes,
location.
like 10 minutes later, you'll do it, and all of a
They'll
sudden,
be fine.
Yeah, it's an interesting.
When they're not
journey.
into it, what happens?
They're dull.
Just-
They're flat.
dull. Okay.
They're flat. Just like
Okay.
you
So
know.
you photograph it and there's nothing happening.
No.
No sparkle.
Wow, guys.
It's
That is
crazy.
wow, that is so fascinating. I didn't know that. I love that. Your book is quite amazing. It has this crystal-like energy to it. So I look at the cover, I feel the book, and I'm like, whoa, it vibrates.
Well, Heather's vision was this is crystal eye candy, right? So you open up the book and every picture is just gorgeous. Again, the crystals would not have wanted it any other way. We launched on October 17th. We have had a launch party. It has been so exciting. The energy is building about these crystals. And again, they want to be the rock stars. So,
And they are the rock stars.
Yeah.
Even as a coffee table book.
That's what we really
Exactly.
wanted to keep it very modern. It's we wanted to not make a book about here's what a crystal does and blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
We wanted to make it more about kind of a diary. This is what's been going down with us. It's almost like it's a crystal recipe book, and the main ingredient is crystals.
Right.
So there's a chapter for love and money and health and sleep. So you don't have to
I love
read it
that.
from front to start, although there's some really good stories in it. But if you want to just focus on one of the areas, you could just start from there. And then all the crystals you could get at our website at Energy Muse, and everything's really simple. We keep it really simple. It doesn't have to be complicated. It doesn't have to be woo-woo. It doesn't have to be science quantified, because at the end of the day, this is the invisible world. They're still trying to figure this out. We're light years ahead of that. It's like, so I just think that try it. We have been in business 17 years because people have got results. And if anything, we learned from Tony Robbins, who has worn our jewelry
for over 15 years.
for 15 years
Yes.
every single day, is that life
That's
is
a
a
testament.
formula. Well, life is a formula. And when you do things that work, you always stay with that. So
Like you're
Anyway.
saying before, consistency.
Exactly.
Everyone, consistency with something that
Consistency.
you really believe in, it really feels right to you.
absolutely.
It makes you stronger and happier and calmer and all of those things.
Absolutely.
And healthier.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I ask all my guests at the end if they sum up their mission in life with one word. What is it for you,
Acceptance.
ladies? Oh, I like that.
Compassion.
Beautiful. Both of them. We need more of that in the world, right? Acceptance of ourselves or others, and compassion for ourselves and others, right? Oh my God, so fun having you.
Thank you so much.
And thank you for
Thank
doing
you.
what you're doing. Oh,
You
love
too.
you guys.
so
We
much.
love you
Thank
too.
You're the
Thanks,
best.
Alyssa.
Thank you.